Hi, if you clicked on this video, it's probably because you're bad at building. Or are you actually? Have you thought to yourself that you're just not good at building? But maybe you are. Maybe that it's just the fact that you've seen these builders online do things that you either can't figure out how to do yourself, or you just think to yourself, it's not good. Today we're going to go over things that actually make you a good builder. Welcome back to another video. And today we have a specific challenge head out for us. We're going to make we have 24 hours to make a build. Yeah, I'm kind of terrified. And you may be looking here and saying, wow, that is really cool. When did this happen? This happened on a future video that I will be producing, but that's not about today. This isn't about today. Though I very could much say, hey, this is what I'm doing, but unfortunately I didn't build this in the last 24 hours, kind of. However, I have realized that I've put an insane amount of effort on the right side of this build so far. Yeah, a really good amount. It looks great. I have nothing on this side. This side has nothing. So I'm thinking today is the day where we finally do anything with this side of the map. And I figured another town / build will go great here. But first, let's remove all these trees. All right. Most of the trees are done. And now it's time for the planning part of the build. I'm terrified. But that's okay, because this is the second funnest part. I think my general idea is to make a greenhouse. There's kind of a nice little platform right here. I feel like it'd go really nice right there. And then maybe have some surrounding terrain. I'm not sure. There's so many different ways to make a greenhouse now. There's like Sinnoh way, there's Mog Swamp way. I might take a little inspiration from both and maybe try my own way. But we're gonna see how that goes. I believe it's time to place the first block. Sensational. Alright, as this build runs in the top right of your screen, I'm going to try to explain to you what is going on here. As a builder, it is important to know what I am doing. And what I am doing is making a greenhouse. But more importantly, I am filling space in my world. When you're looking at this specific screenshot right here, if you were to turn to the left, there's nothing. Now, granted, this screenshot is great. It's awesome. But that's not what we're doing here. Your Minecraft world should feel as full as possible. It should feel like you can live there. And that's one of the most important things about builds I think people don't understand. You build a house so you can live there in Minecraft. You build a farm so you can get things to eat. But it's the things after that people don't know what to do with. And that is a very important step. So as I was building this, I kind of thought to myself, I feel like I'm not really committing to the colors, you know? Kind of mishmatching and throwing things together, and I just feel like it's too messy, you know? Like it's supposed to be more straight, and I feel like I put too many wiring, so I'm like, this was how one side looked, and I feel like it looks a little cleaner just with the iron bars. Eventually these will turn blue, so just keep that in mind. And then instead of the brown up here, let's keep everything. Wow. You know, I kind of deserve that. But whatever, I guess. I can't believe I got snuck like that. That's what I get for having mob sounds off. Yeah, look at this world, though. This world is really freaking cool. But yeah, I definitely like it better without as much noise, you know? I feel like once I have all the different flowers and whatnot, it'll be fine, but I think it looks just a little better with just one set of iron bars. Maybe on the edges I have the copper rods and the iron bars to make it look more sturdy, because I do kind of like how that looks, but I do think most of it should be more clear see-through, if that makes sense. I'm now going to try my hardest to make a globe. I really suck at making globes. So honestly, we'll just see if I even get close. You know, I'll be honest. I think I did quite good. It kind of does look like a lollipop, but I think it's because it doesn't have water on it. So let's do that. You know, I really like this. This is really nice. One thing I will say is when you spawn in, you see this thing. And that is awesome. That is the centerpiece that I wanted. And now I have to just make the way to get there. So I'm thinking I extend this stone platform all the way there. And this brings us to the present. Right now, I've made a stone platform and a very nice looking, I'd say, bridge across to, I don't know what I'm going to call this yet, but it's a greenhouse. And I'm working on another building thing, texturing. Islands are very sandy at their beaches, and I've seen a lot of these kind of oak and birch like sand beaches, and I really wanted to give my attempt at them. I'm not the best at them, I'll be honest. I don't really understand them fully. I'm more familiar with these types of beaches, the rough sand and slight variation of birch. But I do think that it more fits on beaches that aren't touched by people than that. Because this is not supposed to be touched by humans. This is just natural. And that one is clearly not natural. Well, okay. Not natural in the sense of I can tell that people have obviously been on here. And this is a very public kind of area. Rather than this over here is not. But I built this stone little thing. Which extends out now. The only thing left I kind of want to do is maybe put up some market stalls here. So maybe you have to get like a ticket to go here. That sounds about right. Oh my god, get away from me. One thing that I do want to say before I get anything started is that having the materials gathered is really good. When you have all the materials at least nearby, and when you have just supplies that can make you last through the building project, it's really nice. Also, I suck at interiors, and if anyone has any advice for how to make this look more, well, the inside, I guess, how to make this look more green and grassified, that's not a word, grassified, I would love some suggestions. Obviously, when the video is finished, this will be more enclosed. I gotta put this wall up, but I really am trying to encapsulate that openness feeling, but I'm kind of struggling because I don't want to just glass everything up. But man, is it a hard task. Ow, stupid skeleton. Yeah, you're dead, bud. Okay, so let's take some of the building supplies over and start building some houses. Alright, well, this is the part of the video where I do something a little different. Normally I would read comments, but for this time lapse, I have a little special treat. In my Discord, if you join, you can submit builds, and occasionally I will show them off. So, what you're seeing here is builds from other people. I will try to put their names on the pictures themselves. But, yeah, I hope you guys can enjoy some of these. They're pretty great. I like showing my community off. If you haven't noticed, I like you guys being involved. I like you guys actively doing something. And it makes my viewership go up, makes my brain happy. If you have any suggestions of what you want to see, let me know in the comments. I'm actually looking for ideas. Not that I'm running out of any. I have a ton. They're just really big. Give me like small ideas, like slice of life things. You know, like I don't know if you guys want like maybe a guide video. A more extensive guide video into building. This is more of an overall, you know, maybe I could give like texturing tips, because right now all I'm doing is just building houses, which I guess if someone's never built a house before, it looks like I'm just putting up wooden poles, but I kind of already have a basis for my original houses that were here about, I don't know how many months ago that I rebuilt the starter area. So that's why it's kind of looking like I'm just copy and pasting. It's because I kind of am. Like if you see kind of on the left over here, I've already built houses. Granted, they're not full houses, and we're gonna fix that. But I've kind of already done that, and so I can kind of just copy and paste and just look and see what I need to be doing. So that's why it kind of looks like that. But when it comes to detailing, I'll try to explain more my thought process on that, because that's where more of it matters. But I will say that when it comes to filling a town, it's kind of good to have copy and paste buildings, you know, because when you go in the real world, a lot of buildings are copy and paste. Now they're rotated. If you really want to go look in a normal neighborhood, most of the houses were built at the same time, and most of the houses are literally just either rotated or their framing is swapped, meaning like you can have the garage on this side and the next house over might be on the other side. It usually repeats its pattern. She kind of looks at houses. I'll try to put that on the screen. It's a very simple way of setting up an area, and it does do exactly its job, filling the space that needs to be filled. Now, one thing that I will say is, if you've enjoyed the video so far, drop a subscribe, please. I don't really have a like goal, but I would love to see this video hit at least maybe 100 to 200 likes, so I could see how well you want the next one, and I'll work on it a little faster. I'm trying to put more effort into the editing, because it's generally really fun. It's just hard, kind of. I'm not that good at it. I'm still learning, but I've definitely improved. Just like I'm kind of improving these houses, because also, as much as I want to improve the style of these houses, I have to remember that I need to keep an overall theme. You know, I don't want to change too much. These houses are supposed to feel basic because you're in the spawn area. It's nothing crazy. This is where people go that they just joined this world. They're just getting started and they just need a basic place to live before they eventually move out and go somewhere else. That is the story I'm trying to tell. That this is not your typical I stay here forever home. This is just a nice place that you can stay if you need to. I think that's what the overall feeling I'm trying to get with this area, and showing that beautiful building in the background is really my goal. I don't want to put anything in front of this pathway except little small details that don't affect the skyline, because that right there is the main goal. So hopefully this kind of gives you an overview of what I'm doing. Giving builds a good sightline is probably the most important, and these builds look at a framing. These buildings are a framing for the overall area. Alright, now it's time to do my more favorite things. I like building terrain. Terrain recently has been super fun, and I'm styling off of this terrain that I built. Kind of like this more hilliness. I don't know. It just goes from mud to gobble to tough and pale moss, and then it goes to regular moss. Yeah, it's really fun though. Mainly my goal with this is to create a border at this river so that it doesn't, the houses, one, I don't have to build like a weird thing, but when I do this, it will look nicer when the full picture looking that way. I know, once again, I'm doing something that really only helps one side of something, but I think that's acceptable for this, because I don't want to, it helps both ways. You could look at it from this way and it also helps. So it's a double-edged sword. No, that's not the right phrase. I don't know what the correct phrase would be, but it helps both ways. It's these last finishing touches that I often really forget about, and it's been a real problem of me leaving builds just not complete. That is one thing in Minecraft that I am kind of bad at. I leave a lot of builds incomplete, and then I don't work on them for a while, and then I do eventually come back to them. But it would just help if I just lock in and fill in the blocks. It's not that hard. I have to just do it, and I just get lazy because I'm like, who cares? Who's gonna see this? In reality, now a lot of people see this. And while I haven't gotten any direct comments about it, I do think about it sometimes. I'm like, if someone was watching my channel and they just randomly see a hole in the background, it looks like this guy doesn't know what he's doing and his world isn't that great. Which is not what I want people to think. I want people to think this world's cool. I think. I don't know. And it's part of being a YouTuber, because normally, let's say, like, I don't know, maybe normal people just always finish their builds before they move on, but I can't be the only one who's like this, where I just say it looks good enough and then leave it alone. Like that over there is a genuine issue of which we will solve But it's just like the little things that I kind of forget to do, and I get lazy. And is that a problem? Yes. Is that a problem I'm gonna solve? Probably not. It's been an issue for years now, and if I randomly just woke up one day and decided to solve it, that'd be great. But I know myself well enough, and I know that I probably won't solve that issue because I am just kind of lazy. Not that there's anything wrong with my style of, I won't even say building, but that kind of carefree attitude. Definitely okay when you're playing on a single player, or not really. I mean, even a multiplayer server, I think it's fine. I think it's fine just doing it every once in a while. Like, you don't always got to complete every single build to the maximum. I think that's one of the joys of Minecraft, is not limiting yourself. Because one thing that does transpire is when I do builds and I don't exactly finish them, it gives me more ideas to continue them and make them bigger and add things and add expansions to the build, because I now have a good reason to do so, instead of just the build's complete, the build's done, I don't need to work on this anymore. It gives me a solid reason to come back, almost, if that makes sense. A solid reason to continue working on it instead of just doing the build once and then it's over. But I don't know, you could look at it as a good or bad thing. It really just depends on your preference as a Minecraft player. And for me, that's unfortunately not the case, because I will probably continue to just not. But you know, that's fine with me. I think these houses are good. Now, yeah, it does look better. I can't lie. When a build is complete, I mean, from this angle you can really see it, but from top view, it does look better. But speaking of looking better, I did the walls. They look good. I like them. Very nice. Let me turn Fulbright off. The mountains in the background really do look good. And I think eventually I'll put them all around the place, because I couldn't imagine what that would look like with mountains behind it. But that can take a lot of designing, and I don't have the time. I'm bobbing up and down the water. But yeah, I want to do little things. Maybe I'll add armor stands. I want to make more trees. I kind of suck at that. But yeah, that's much better than just having them. I mean, I don't even know what it looked like before, but watch the video before and tell me. There are some little things I want to do, but I think for today's episode, we're almost running out of time. Shorter episode today, because I'm gonna make a video more centered around this specific island. I want to slowly expand outwards. You know, I want more towns, more things to explore and do. Originally, I want to have a town per island, and it kind of transformed into this becoming the city island. But there's so many different styles I can work on, you know. Now that we have this area, we have this area. So many ideas, so many things, and thank you so much for watching. It's been really fun, and I hope you learned a couple things, and maybe I can teach you more things. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.